Perfect. Well, it is absolutely just my pleasure to connect with you today. I hope y'all are having an amazing Wednesday afternoon. And my name is Jeff Belville. I'm a vice president with this project we are launching. It's a brand new thing and pretty much all across the country. And we've been seeing some pretty amazing things throughout the last year and 3 months. My wife and I have actually had 25 years of business experience between the two of us. We have got our start in traditional business. And so, my wife had the restaurant, we did real estate investing, and then I moved into a health practice, and I basically learned how much I needed my time back. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that way, but time is probably the most precious resource that any of us have. And so I learned really quickly that I wanted to create a scenario for myself where we could actually develop an income that would flow into our bank account every month without us having to show up for a 9 to 5 or having someone else determine how much our time was worth. All those concepts were very inspirational to me. And so we jumped into, after this career of traditional business, we were introduced to home-based business. And so I love that we're all connecting with each other from home. It's a great thing. And I learned that there are ways that we can help generate extra streams of income. And one of the things that I did before Trinant was I was a stress reduction specialist. And so I would sit down with people and I'd learn all about their most stressful life situations. And that's hysterical because it was very stressful. And I was a stress coach, and I'd sit down with people and they'd tell me all about the different stress situations. Hi, Halo, nice to see you on. Welcome to the web chat. So I would learn about people's most stressful life situations. I saw over 1,000 clients, and so you can imagine the number one thing that I learned was that 96% of disease is caused by stress. And then on top of that, I learned that most stress is caused by the money game. Welcome, Leela. Welcome to the chat. We're just getting started. And so in this process, I realized that really, if I could be a part of helping families all across the United States and even the world add an extra stream of income to their life, it would make a difference in their stress situations, therefore would prevent disease. So I jumped into home-based business, and we brought about 10,000 people into the industry over the last 7 years. It's been a wild ride. But what I learned is when we would promote these people to these positions where they would be generating $4, $5, $6, $10,000 extra a month, guess what would happen? They would become broke at a higher level, and all of a sudden, all the work that I had poured into these families, they would just be as stressed out as they were before. And so I was looking for something new. I was looking for something different because I realized I wasn't making the impact I wanted to make. And so that's when Trinant came into our life, and my wife and I jumped on board, replaced our income in 43 days. It has been so much fun. As just a year and 3 months later, we're seeing kind of the ripple effect of what that decision has made. And I want to tell you a little bit about the background of this company. I know each of you are coming in from different parts of the states and stuff, but one of the things that I really appreciated about this company is that its focus is on education. And so our roots began as a financial education company, and it was formed by these three gentlemen who are the owners of Trinant. Lauren has actually built the technology that eventually became TD Ameritrade. Scott invested in 4 Food Groups, which has Little Caesars. And so Russ Losey also worked on about 10 startups, and the most successful one was Ancestry.com. So these guys are big business guys. They've made millions and billions in their respective ways. But they came together and they realized, how crazy is this? They said, why was it that we had to be millionaires before we got the financial education all this time? And so they came together to form a company that would give access to everyday people like me, that would give access to tools, technology, and education that would teach people how money works, and really more importantly, how to make money work for you. And so that was the beginning of Trinant, and we launched in 2013. And that was such an exciting moment because from that place, we have grown significantly. But you guys are seeing this at the perfect time because there's only 31,000 associates with our company. We started debt-free, and really our mission in the beginning was to just educate people on finances. And I'm sure if I unmuted the lines, you would agree that most people around us today are financially illiterate. And you can see statistics like 80% of people live paycheck to paycheck. 70% of people have less than $1,000 in their savings, which is wild. And 1 in 3 people have no retirement whatsoever. And so we have all these symptoms of financial illiteracy. And so I'm excited that the solution is in education, and Trinont has put together the best portfolio that I've seen in anything I've ever been a part of. And so that's what we're going to go over today. Then we added, get this, health and wellness education, because what good is wealth if we have no health? And so I'm pretty excited to share this with you. It's very, very new. And so you guys are going to be some of the first to see this. And I'm going to do a screen share here so you can kind of see and follow along visually with some of the information I'm going to be sharing. And so it's my first time sharing a PowerPoint, so it's going to be kind of fun seeing how this works. Here we go. All right. Present. There we are. Perfect. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to just make sure. There we go. Okay. Could someone give me a thumbs up if you can see the PowerPoint presentation? Woo! Awesome. Thank you. All right. So check this out. This is our headquarters. They're in Sandy, Utah. We're an international education company. Like I said, we're in the health and wealth industries. This is a $1.8 trillion pool of industries that we're a part of. And we've already built thousands of success stories. It's pretty exciting. But really, our process exists really in teaching people these tools. So one, we have the Health Core, which is a series of products that addresses people's health, which I'm going to get into in detail. But then the Wealth Core is really what I fell in love with right in the beginning. And I'm going to start by talking about the Wealth Core and how we're setting people up for the most success and the most wealth building, possibilities. And so our Wealth Core is comprised of 6 different wealth building services. Okay, and I sat down with a new associate this morning. It was so exciting because we got to activate each of these services, and she was just blown away. She's a successful physical therapist here in Eugene, and I just love this lady. She's actually my physical therapist, and she was just astounded at the different value that this brought and how much it was going to be saving her household each year. And so I'm going to start by talking about Defend. Trinont Defend is like identity protection on steroids, because what it's going to do is it's actually going to be more effective than LifeLock. And you can see these statistics. Identity theft is a major problem. Now that Equifax, just a few months back, leaked everyone's identity, we all need to be proactive about this. So Defend is going to make sure you're protecting what you have and what you're going to grow in the future by preventing bad things. They also take care of computer tech. You have your whole tech team so that they can make sure your computers, tablets, and phones are protected. I just love this service. Who knows how much this is going to save you in preventing identity theft. The next piece is TaxBot. I love TaxBot because honestly, our whole tax services at Trinont has helped me significantly because I like to say, hi, my name is Jeff. I was tax dumb. I didn't know how much I was missing out on by not capturing the amount of deductions. And it said that the average employee can take 3 deductions, where the average small business owner can take 130. And that's pretty crazy. And so this TaxBot app, I don't know if you can see that. My face is kind of smaller as I'm screen sharing, but this is on your phone. It allows you to just track your mileage. And so even just earlier, I just came from a business meeting, and I'm able to pull up my mileage, and it can show you, it doesn't show you how fast you drove, thank goodness. But what's really neat is it's going to link with your calendar, and all you have to do is swipe to the right. So a 3-mile trip is $2 that I no longer have to spend in taxes, simply because I was able to track this. And also with the expense category, it allows you to capture receipts and digitally store them, and it's saved in the cloud. It itemizes everything. You just take pictures of your receipts, and at the end of the year, you click a button, and it sends a spreadsheet. And the hallelujah chorus started, because now you can go paperless, and you can truly track and make sure it's all audit proof. And that's the most amazing thing that I've experienced. Now, our tax services, they're going to make sure you have a CPA assigned to you. And the importance of having a CPA versus other tax prep or doing it yourself is they know things and see things that you might not know exist. So when I activated this service, they showed me how to save over $10,000 more last year than I would have if I didn't go through the Trinont CPA. And so I'm really excited about that tax consultation, because here's the reality. 84% of people overpay on the tax game, which is the greatest contributing factor to building wealth, is to make sure you're not leaking money. So this tax service thing it's going to help you save money in ways you didn't even know were possible, like writing off a percentage of your square footage off your mortgage and off your internet bill and lights and heating and phone and mileage and entertainment. There's all kinds of things that you can do with a small business like Trinont. It blows my mind. Okay. Next piece is our credit services. This is probably one of the most popular parts of our wealth core, because I don't know if you guys would say on average people have excellent credit or challenged credit. Most people would agree that they want those 3 digits to be higher than they are right now. And so we're going to give comprehensive credit education, because we don't want to just get people's credit fixed and then have them be in another mess, And so you're going to understand how to make the credit game work for you, which I was so grateful for this, because when I flipped the switch, my score went up 150 points in like 45 days. I was able to renegotiate all of my car payments, the credit cards, the mortgage, and it's saving our household over $10,000 a year, just because I had this team of credit people working on my stuff. Now they'll do really, really special stuff. Like actually I have this little book here called the Proof Book. And in this proof book are examples of collections being deleted. So they're going to go into the past. None of us on the line today have a past. But collections being deleted, public records, tax liens, medical debts, foreclosures deleted, even bankruptcies removed in a matter of months, not years, tax liens deleted, what else? Student loans can be negotiated or even in some cases deleted. So they just want to help you get to the best possible place in your credit to maximize everything. And so I love how the bureaus are freaked out and afraid of our credit team, because they are truly the best. Then we have Trinont Legal. How important is it to have legal representation? And I always say, when you think of the wealthiest people in our nation and even the world, the top 1% always have these teams set up. They've got a tax team, they've got a money management team, they've got a legal team, a credit team. They've got all those teams in place where the average American can't afford to have the quality of teams in place to help them grow their wealth. And that's one of the reasons I love Trinont Legal, is because you're going to get unlimited legal advice. You can see all those things that they offer. All your basic legal needs are covered, but then they'll go above and beyond and help you file a corporation or estate planning. Pretty amazing stuff, you guys. And then the final piece of the Wealth Core is our Trinont Health app. And I love this because you can always talk to a nurse practitioner or even a doctor. Now, if they prescribe a drug or something, like an antibiotic, it's going to cost a little bit more, like $30, $40. To use that service, but you can call for medical advice anytime. They can treat and diagnose over the phone. And that saves 82% of ER visits simply by having a service where you can talk to a medical professional. That comes all included. And I love it because that Wealth Core that we talked about just now is only $125 a month. I mean, try sourcing all of those different pieces outside of Trinont, and you'll be paying $500 to several $1,000s a month to have quality coverage in wealth creation. But the final piece, and this is one of my favorite parts, okay, is the Wealth Specialist Confidential Needs Analysis. I love this so much because I had no clue what was out there in terms of financial products. And I sat down with a banker maybe a couple weeks ago. Actually, it was in Seattle. Bellevue area. And so he owns 5 banks, and he comes in with a $20,000 suit and sits down in front of me, and I've got 25 years of financial services experience. And I go, great, I've been in Trinont for a year, and he loved what we had put together here. And then he asks me, he says, do you want to know what percentage of people walk into my banks without a financial plan. And I looked at him and I thought, oh, I'm not sure if I want to know this. He said 82% of people don't have a financial strategy for their future. And I realized in that moment that what we're doing is changing lives, because when you can sit someone down with a licensed wealth specialist and they show people a way out of their situation and into a future that they've always wanted, it blows their mind. Because if you think about it, the average American's living paycheck to paycheck. So how can we, it's hard to think about how we can save money, let alone how we can save for retirement. I'm sorry, Social Security isn't really going to cut it for the lifestyle I want to create in retirement, and you probably agree. But this appointment can change the game in people's lives, because we're going to create a custom wealth plan that's a financial product you can't get anywhere else. And you're going to sit down and find out ways that you can create the future of your dreams. I love that. It's beautiful. And I have one of those wealth plans for me and my family, and we're going to retire with 6 figures a year simply by moving some money around in ways that I didn't know was possible. So that comes included when you sign up for this stuff, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about the health core for a minute, because this is very exciting. I love the financial side of Tranont because it's teaching right education, and it's giving people the tools they need to really access, financial mastery. But the health core is kind of more my cup of tea. And the reason is because I have a background in health and wellness. My mom's a naturopathic physician. I was a biofeedback specialist. And so what I would do is I would learn so much about the quality of ingredients and these things for years and years and years. And so when they said they were coming out with health, you guys, I was like, oh my goodness, I hope they don't mess this up, because the bar was set up here for me. But I'm here to tell you that I was blown away at what you're looking at right now. In fact, I've never seen anything like it before, which totally surprised me, to be honest. And so I'm going to talk to you about our very first product called Life. And Life is one of, oops, not sure. That might have actually, hold on. Well, I'm going to just talk about it without the slides for just 1 second. There we go. All right. So Life, I'm going to actually demonstrate the power of this, but I got to turn my video off for just one moment to do that. But this is a live enzyme support with probiotics included. And so what's really unique about this is I was already on probiotics and enzymes before this particular product came out. I want to just take a moment, because this is what we call an impact product. It's something that when people take it, they feel the results very quickly. The majority of people are going to have an experience with this product, and I'll explain why. Using a snack pack. So you guys might remember, this is like the most processed, undigestible food on earth, right? And here's what's crazy about this, is it's going to demonstrate the power of how this literally breaks down foods to a molecular level. Enzymes are no new thing. They were discovered in the 30s, and they are now called the life source of all the food that we eat. But when you cook food past 116 degrees, it kills all the enzymes. And so your body has to steal from the pancreas. And I won't get into all that science, other than we're chronically deficient in this, which is why a lot of people are lactose intolerant or gluten intolerant. It's because we're just not producing the levels of enzymes we need to digest our foods. In fact, it's said that 70% of people have some kind of digestive issue, and 50% of America is on antacids. And I believe this is the solution. So check this out. I'm going to break open this here, make this a little bit easier on myself. This is just a regular snack pack pudding in the form of chocolate. And I'm going to stir it for you guys so you can see this isn't like a parlor trick or anything. I haven't spilled this pudding yet, so if I do, you're allowed to laugh hysterically. But, basically, this is like when we eat food and we don't have the right enzymes to digest the food, it just kind of sticks to our stomach, okay? And so here, if I can, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this up here, okay? And then I'm going to show you that I'm going to put this little enzyme in the pudding, Okay, I'm just gonna break this capsule open. It's vegan, it's live, it's really just, you can put this on your tongue, it doesn't have any taste. But immediately, what's gonna happen is that those enzymes are gonna start breaking down the foods that you eat. And so I'll just tell some testimonials while I stir this around for a minute, just like the stomach would stir, maybe without a knife. But my wife had chronic back pain since 2012. And so I don't know if you've ever experienced chronic pain, but she couldn't sleep at night, which led to adrenal issues, which led to hormonal issues. And guys on the line, you know, we got to turn that around. So what I love about this is when she took her second dose of Life, all of her back pain went away. And it was the most crazy experience because I'm like, how could an enzyme probiotic take pain away? Well, it turns out she wasn't breaking down her proteins. And the proteins, instead of turning into amino acids, were turning into, what is it called? Not lactic acid, but uric acid. And so a lot of people who have arthritis pain, joint pain, you know, like just pain in general, will experience some pretty incredible things on these Life enzymes. For me, I had digestive issues since I can remember. And so I had a significant amount of pain every time I ate. And I took one of these Life pills and all my digestive issues went away. And I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a placebo effect at first. But I kid you not, like, not getting TMI here, this has been the greatest, smoothest, regularist adventure I've ever been on. So I love this because right in front of your eyes, you're going to be able to see what this will do to the food you eat. And I've also lost 40 pounds. For the first time since high school, I'm down beneath 200 pounds, which is just crazy, but it literally just liquefies the food that you eat. Now, it's not going to cause you to run to the bathroom, okay? Just in case anyone's like, oh gosh. My wife always chooses chocolate for it being dramatic. But it's just crazy to think that that just liquefied the whole thing, you know, and it's just wild. So this is the first of 3 products. I'm going to talk about the other 2 really quickly because anytime you look at good nutrition, you've got to have minerals and you got to have vitamins, but 90% of vitamins out there are synthetic. Our Balance product is a chelated mineral and whole food based vitamin thing. So you're going to absorb this way more than other supplements you would be taking. This makes the enzymes work even more. I love it. There's a whole bunch of science behind that I won't get into. Vibe, I've only been on this for 2 weeks, but I'm telling you, like, Vibe is an energy, mental clarity supplement that is out of this world. If you have to drink coffee, if you gotta, this will replace any kind of energy stuff you're doing. And it is amazing because you have just this weird clarity where you're just focused and it's a natural balanced energy. You don't feel stimulated or jittery. And so I love this product. You can tell I'm a little jacked up right now, excited about these things. So that's our Health Core package. I'm gonna go back to screen sharing real quick because I'm gonna finish this out there. But this is really neat because, okay, so there's the Life, there's the Balance, super good, and there's the Vibe, which happens to be one of my favorites now that I'm on it. And so altogether, these health products are only $140 plus tax and shipping, when very easily for a high quality enzyme product, you'd be paying upwards of $200 for just a month's supply. And so this, you get all 3 bottles for $140. And so what I love about this is you can essentially choose your own adventure with Trinont. You can be a customer and simply take the products or use the services to build wealth or health. We also have 3 ways we get paid if you become an associate with us, which is to get customers. You can refer to any of our retail partners over here. You can see like credit card processing, business phones, solar, TV, Sprint, those types of things. We can show you how to build a distribution network, a team, so that you can make a lot of money. Or we can show you how to become a certified licensed agent and actually be the one who's the wealth specialist writing those wealth plans for people. So it's pretty exciting. So without getting into the detail per se, there's 2 ways to get started. You can sign up for $5.99, which is what I recommend because that gives you the Health Core and the Wealth Core. Between the two, it's going to be saving you anywhere between $800 and $900 a month because of it replacing other products, and also the money saving aspects of the Wealth Core, really powerful. So that's $240 a month plus tax and shipping, but you're eligible to earn builder bonuses of up to $37,000 in your first year for doing this package. And you can choose to do one or the other. I usually say if you want to build this fast, like my wife and I, go with the Builder Core because you're going to get paid a lot of bonuses doing it faster rather than slower. But the neat thing about this is you can choose your own pace. By signing up for just the Health Core, you'll pay $349, and Wealth Core is $349. And that includes everything for your first month. So all you'd be paying out of pocket is $599 or $349. Okay? So that's a way to get started. The first way we get paid is anytime you refer a personal customer, you make up to 35%. Whether it's a product, service, or a retail service. I love it. It's the highest personal residual income model you'll find out there. 35% is huge. But I prefer building a team. And the reason I like building a team is what I talked about in the very beginning of this webinar is we all only have 24 hours in a day. And so the truth is we want to help build an organization so we can create leverage in time. You read any of Robert Kiyosaki's books, or The Millionaire Mind, or any of the wealthy wealth building books. It's all about putting more time into your life and creating assets that pay you. And so creating an organization is like building an asset that's going to pay you every single month, even if you're not working the business, okay? So this is really important. The first position is called financial consultant, and this is the Jeep position. I love the Jeep thing. I usually have my Jeep key on me, but my wife took it out for a spin. I love getting paid to drive a Jeep. And so how do we do this? Well, you see this one person, we're going to help you find 3 people who want to do this with you. Okay, now the neat thing is we're going to assist you in building your organization. That means we're going to help you with or assist you in a few different presentations to show the people that you bring in front of us the plan. And we don't do any convincing or any weird stuff like that. We don't have to hype anything up because Trenaut is transparent, and it's the highest paying compensation model in the industry today. And I'll explain why that is here in a moment. But check this out. Personally get 3 associates, and then help them get 1,500 points of group volume. What does that mean? Well, the Wealth Core down here is worth 100 points of volume, and the Health Core is worth 100 points of volume. And if someone signs up for the Builder Core, that's worth 200 points of volume. So you can see by helping 8 people sign up on the Builder Core package, you can get Jeep qualified and be earning up to $600 at this position. And anytime you sign someone up, you get paid a $30 or a $70 bonus, depending on what package they sign up with. So for example, let's say Tom here in this bubble signs up in your team as a Builder Core associate. You would get paid $70 for him just signing up in your group. And let's say Samantha signs up with just the Wealth Core, you would get paid $30. And Tom over here signs up with the Builder Core and you get another $70. So that would be $170 for signing up your first 3 associates. And then when we help them repeat the process, so they each find their 3, then you have more than $1,500 of group volume, and you're getting paid, once you get your Jeep, $600 a month. Now, what is this going to do? This is going to help people replace an existing car payment, and that's going to free up money in their life. And I love this because we've helped over 200 people get Jeep qualified in our organization. It's been so much fun to see these little Trenaut Jeeps driving around. And it is kind of a brand. It's a culture. We chose Jeep because it's not some luxury, flashy thing that's going to lose half of its value. It's actually got the highest resale value in the nation. Okay, pretty huge. Now, from here, once you reach financial consultant, it's just a matter of helping your team grow, and we're going to do that with you every step of the way. So once that $1,500 of group volume turns into $5,000, you'll be promoted to 1-star FC and be making $1,000 a month. Now remember when I talked about the $37,000? That's in the orange. So if you do this in 90 days, which is super doable, it's just 3 people getting 3 people getting 3 people. boom, you've made a $2,000 bonus and you're making $1,000 a month. And then once that team doubles, all of a sudden you're making $2,000 a month, and you just keep promoting through the lines as your volume and your group continues to grow without you. That's the key to owning a business that creates true long-lasting wealth. Is if it builds on its own, then you don't have to be the one running everything all the time. And that's where most traditional business owners get stuck. And most employees get stuck because they're not able to really control how much their time is worth. But here in Tranont, you get to decide what you want to make here. And so maybe your goal is to hit RFS in your first year and make that full $37,000 bonus. That'd be super cool. My wife and I hit this position in our first 43 days of being a part of Tranont. We worked our tails off a little bit, okay? There's work involved. I just showed more people faster. I filled a living room full of my closest friends, family, got them all signed into my team, and I helped them repeat that process. And we replaced a six-figure income in 43 days. It's crazy, but it's possible. Now, RFS, all this means, let me just simplify this for you. It just means helping 25 people get their Jeep. That's so cool. I love that. When you help other people succeed in this compensation model, you succeed. Now, if you're climbing a corporate ladder, the truth is you don't want to teach the person under you to do better than you because they'll take your job. But here in Tranont, you want the person under you to do better than you because it helps everybody. And I love that. So we currently hit the vice president position. We're about 84% of the way to senior vice president, but that just means that last month I had 3 RFS promotions in my team. So I helped 3 people get a 6-figure residual income. This best feeling of my life. One of them was my mom. So I'm like bawling on stage as my mom's being promoted. She's currently on a cruise in the Caribbean, so I'm a little bit bitter, but she's just having a blast. She's a full-time physician, and she was able to build this in the cracks of her life, and now she has a retirement again after 2008, killed it. She's been able to restore that, and she'll retire this year because of Tranont. And so I'm super excited about that. These are real stories, they're real people, but I want you to know that the CEO position, as your team continues to grow, reaching the top of this company will pay you $130,000 a month in residual income. And I think the key here is talking about residual income. If you have to trade your time for dollars, it's linear and it's very difficult to generate wealth. But if you can have a business that pays you every month, month after month, year after year. I mean, I'll give you an example. When I was 17, I really wanted to start business, okay? So I started going the traditional route, but for a minute, I did this home-based thing and was lucky enough to have a mentor that coached me through some stuff, and I built an income. I worked it for a year. That was 10 years ago. And today, I actually received a check for $300 from work I did 10 years ago. And a month from now, that $300 will come in again. Now, that's not like life-changing money, but compounded over 10 years. I mean, just imagine what 10 years from now could look like if you make the decision to get started in Tranont. Like, who knows? What if half of what I said is true and you're gonna do really well? Like, that's what I was thinking when I first saw Tranont. I'm like, this looks crazy. Like, just to give you guys some perspective, this position, One Star SFC, pays $5,000 a month. The last venture that I did, I brought about 6,000 people into that venture. And I got paid less residual income than a team of 125 people here at One Star SFC. Tranont wants to turn the industry upside down. It wants to do things right and show you transparency and integrity in a company that is focused on educating and actually being a part of changing. And so I love that about this compensation model. It's just simple. And then you can become a certified licensed agent and be the one who becomes a wealth specialist. And that is a whole nother stream of income you can make. So if you resonate more with meeting one-on-one rather than building a team, there's a place for you in Tranont. I love that. Now we're going to offer all the training and assistance and support that you would need to build this. So we're going to teach you how to do the right things to get the right results. Tranont has a simple formula, you guys, and I love this because I needed that. I needed simple, I needed a system, and they provided that. And what's really neat about it is we're going to show you how to build your team. And then we have local, regional, and national training events that you can come and see everything you would need to know to have success. And so obviously you need 3 ingredients to win at anything in life, okay? You've got to have a work ethic. So that means you've got to work this. You've got to put a little time that can produce a big result. Then you've got to have a desire. That's the second ingredient. You've got to want something more. I was sitting down at an appointment about 2 hours ago, having a business lunch, and we were just talking about the heart, matters of the heart, and the reason why they started Trinont. And it just profoundly impacted me. It was some of my best friends in the world, Josh and Alicia Lindsay. They promoted to that 6-figure position. He was able to retire from an 80-hour-a-week job that took him away from his kids. And as we sat there and we shared that emotional moment of just what this has done for that family, like, I love that he simply plugged into the same system, the same formula that I had access to, that you have access to. And step by step, over the course of a year, replace a 6-figure income for that household. It was their first time doing anything like this in terms of home-based business. And so I just love those stories. I could tell a lot of those stories, but point is, really, we want to create a culture and an environment that is going to teach people how to win in business and in life, and give them the culture and context that they can go out and create what they want. I mean, too many people around us today, especially in the world we live in, are focused on the negative. But the idea is you've got to ask yourself, how many, what do you have in place that over the next 5 years, you'll have all the money that you've ever wanted, and you'll have all the time you've ever wanted to enjoy it. And if that plan isn't there, then this is a great vehicle. It's a valid option. It's not going to build itself. It's not a get rich quick. It's a get wealthy slowly but surely. And I love that about the Trinont model, because we're here to make a difference through education, not just hype and all this stuff that you've probably been pitched throughout the years that puts a bad mark on the industry. But I really appreciate these owners of the company. We just launched this little product last month. And so this is like crazy because now it's completely liquefied. But I want you to know that this is going to hit the industry really, really quickly and give people the opportunity to really take advantage of a wave of business we haven't even begun. There's only 31,000 people, and we're going to have millions of people in a very short period of time. So thank you guys for being a part of this web broadcast. I am excited to help you guys win in Trinont. If you want to do this, we want to help you get started. It takes 5 minutes. It's a process online on Trinont.com, but you do have to have the associate ID number or the person who invited you into the webinar. And then what we'll do is we'll set up a launch appointment. And during that appointment, we set up all your services. If you just do the health core, we'll show you how to use those and get your story and testimonial with that. Then we'll set up your wealth appointment with a wealth specialist, and we'll show you how to create whatever income you want to create. That's going to be different for everybody. Some people just want to make an extra $1,000 a month, and that's awesome. Let's do it. But if you're like me, I needed to make 10 grand my first month, and so I just went to town. And so the neat thing is, to close out this webinar, Trinont has offered to actually do a fast start bonus. And this was just announced this morning, but if you get started with us, and in your first 30 days, reach that Jeep position, they're going to send, and you've got to come in on the builder pack and be registered for a national event in Vegas. What they'll do is they'll pay you $600 for just getting to that Jeep position. So that's pretty awesome. And if you come to our national event with us, they're giving away a Jeep, which is really exciting. So anyway, those are new announcements as of today, and I got kind of excited. So anyway, if you want a Jeep, if you want to replace a car payment, if you want to make some serious residual income, we'd love to help you do that. I'm gonna actually stop the recording here. I don't even know if I'm able to do that. Oh, here we go. I can stop recording.